Per capita income is income of an individual. So whatever that is being processed, that is being used by the business will be studied through economics. Since the income of a person is low, the low per capita income we have a problem of mass poverty, huge poverty. What is our economic sector? We have mainly three sectors: primary sector, secondary sectors and tertiary sector. Hello everybody, I'm Divya, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce and Management, lecturing Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, MYSURU, the Temple of Excellence. I take this opportunity to welcome you all for the session 1 on your Unit 3, Economic and Global Environment. To recap the previous class, we have successfully completed our second unit, that is Government and Legal Environment. We have discussed the various factors, how it will impact on the business, what is the role of the government, how the government will take up the initiative to boost the business, what is the role of the government. So in today's class, we'll be discussing on the topic that is Introduction to Economic Environment. So what is economic environment, how it will affect the business, what is our economic situation of our India. So that will be discussed in today's class. We'll also be discussing characteristics of economic environment, factors which are affecting our economic development and the economic resources. Along with this, we'll also be discussing what is the economic structure we have in today's India. Moving forward, let us discuss the introduction part. What is economic factor? So if this is a business, whatever the resources you want is called as input. So with the help of this input, the business will process it into several stages and you will get the output as a finished product. So with the help of this finished product, we will start consuming our daily requirements. Our daily needs and wants will be fulfilled by the business. So to understand about this input, what is this input? Input is nothing but resources which are scarce in nature. So that scarcity is studied through what? Through economics. So the wants are unlimited, but the resources are limited. So it is scarce in nature. To use it in an optimum and an efficient manner, it is important to understand economics. So economic is a mother of all our subjects what we are studying today. So economic factors are nothing but scarcity. We are studying the scarcity. So we have unemployment, scarcity in unemployment, scarcity in employment. So all this input, whatever that is being processed, that is being used by the business, will be studied through economics. So in one or the other way, economic factors such as inflation, deflation, employment, unemployment, and we have balance of payment, per capita income. So all these are the different factors, economic factors. In one or the other way, it will be affecting our business in day-to-day life. So what is our economic factor? Economic factors that influence the business unit currently, these factors include national product, GDP. What is gross domestic product? It is the sum total of all the amount of goods and services that is produced within a year. So that is gross domestic product, national product, corporate profits, as I've told you, inflation rate, deflation rate, employment, balance of payment, interest rates, consumer income, that is per capita income. So all these are the factors which will affect the business. So how it will affect the business? So if inflation is there in our particular economy, so the consumption will decline. How it will decline? Will not be having the money supply in the economy. So if the price of goods and services is high, the consumption will decline, the purchasing power will decline, the prices of a commodity is high, consumer will not prefer to buy. So when there is no demand for the product, when supply is more, again there will be imbalance in the business. So this is just an example that I have given you all, how it will affect the business. So all these are the economic factor which will affect the business in one or the other way. The study of it is called as what? Economic factor. The chapter itself explain y'all how economic factors will influence the business. What is our country's situation? What are the major problems our country is facing in today's era, and what are the factors that are affecting our business? Moving forward, all those economic factors which influence directly or indirectly on the functioning of business units, depending upon the economic factor for all the needed input. So whatever the input, as I have told you, we need input. So all the needed input will definitely depend on the economic environment. So slight variation or changes in these factors will affect the business. If there is more supply and when there is no demand for the product, the price declines. When there is more demand and when there is no supply also, there will be a situation where the consumption will change, where the production will change. All these other problems that comes will be faced by the businessman. So on one or the other way, the economic factor will directly or indirectly will influence the functioning of the business unit, depending upon the environmental factor which we are mainly depending on for our input, that is for our business. Moving forward, what are the characteristics or the features of economic environment? So in today's generation, what are the major problems? What is our economy? What is our economy? How it is running? How it is functioning? And what is the government initiatives that has been taken in order to boost the economy? So in one or the other way, the country is facing many problems. The country is still developing. Why it is not developed like the other countries? Because we are facing lot of problems wherein the government wanted the other financial institution, the other economy, when we compare, so our is still in the developing phase. Why it is in the developing phase? What are the features of our economy? What are the economic environment that we have? So if we have to deal our business in India, we need to understand our country first. What are the problems that our country is facing? What are the features of our economic environment, and what are the major problems that we have to address? Business is equal to idea. Whatever business is nothing but the idea. If we have to do business, it should be problem solving. Business is an idea. So what is that idea should be? It should be in the problem solving. So problems, what is our problems that has been faced by our economy? To understand that only, University of Mysore has put this chapter into your syllabus to understand our economy in a better way, and what are the problems that has been addressed, and how the problems has to be taken in order to have a good business, in order to have a good product to our customer. So what is our economic environment and what are its features? Let us discuss them one by one. Mass poverty and low per capita income. So what is low per capita income? Per capita income means income of an individual. So low per capita income. So there is a very less income that is there with the individual person. Earlier it was one person used to work and the other used to, if 5 were there in the family, one person used to work and the 4 other used to depend on the person. So entirely the one person has to take up the responsibility. So there was lot of poverty, but as the government has given lot of initiatives to boost the economy, they have boosted our infrastructure, they have provided a lot of facilities to our public, to our society. So industrialization came gradually. They started having advanced technology in agriculture sector. So later on the shift has been changed. Now not the person, only one person will work in the family. It is all the people that will be working in a family. So the per capita income still it is low. That is the situation we have. The income of a person is still low, and since the income of a person is low, the low per capita income we have a problem of mass poverty, huge poverty. Poverty is a situation where the people cannot meet a basic standard of living. So when they doesn't have the standard of living, obviously it will be a loss for the economy, it will be loss for the country. If industries are there, if employees are there, if a country is satisfied, then only we can say R is developed country. So since there is a lot of scarcity, since we have still in the lack of technology that we are facing through lack of infrastructure, so there is lot of problems that has been faced in our economy. The one of the main feature that we have is poverty. So when you're designing a product, when you're developing a product, for which customer, for which country, and what you're catering is important to understand that, to plan that, and to adopt as per the requirement of the public consumption. It is important to understand what is our country first, what is the other economy first. So economic environment is there. The first point is mass poverty and low per capita income. Earlier, so there was no sachets available. So now for everything, for each and every product, the product will be in sachet form. So you can avail it. If you take up a shampoo, if you take up other things, it is in the sachet form. So you can use that, you can consume that. Why the sachet they designed and they left is because to reach this kind of income people, the middle and lower level income people, to reach the product all across the country, they have this strategy. So how they can make this strategy? When they understand what is our economy, what kind of price to be fixed, what kind of product to be catered. So when the sachets came, everybody, even the low income group of people, the below poverty line people, and the middle level income people started consuming all kinds of products. So they got to know what are the products. So as a businessman, it is not that only the high income group of people they have to target, it is all that they have to target the entire economy, entire society. So they have to serve their product, because our India is still in a developing stage, and since it is in a developing stage, it is important to cater the product, goods and services to all the citizens of our India. It is not that they are poverty line, it is not that they are high income group, it is not that they are in the middle income group. They have to serve the products, goods and services to all the levels of people. So it is important, since because we have to develop them, since if they are in the poverty line, we cannot leave them. So since we have to make them, to eradicate the poverty, to eradicate all these things, we need to provide them the standard of living, we need to bring them from the poverty line. So that is why our Modi government, they started building toilets in a village areas. They gave lot and lot benefits. The LPG scheme was introduced, so that every citizens will have a bank account. Why? Because to have a improvised standard of living and to eradicate the poverty in the country. Moving forward, unemployment and underemployment is the second feature or the characteristics of our economic environment. What is unemployment? Unemployment is a situation where a person keep on searching a job but he doesn't get a job. That is a situation called as unemployment. Underemployment is a person who has been placed for the lower skilled job than his educational level. For example, engineer person is working for call center. He is working for a small job than his skilled. So underemployment is a situation where the employee will be placed for the low skilled job than his educational level, than his skill level. So that is a situation that we are facing in our country. The second is dualistic economy. Our economy is a mixture of traditional economy as well as modern economy. We are of the combination of both. Still our backbone, agriculture is our backbone. Still we are depending on our backbone itself, that is our agriculture sector. So since we are depending on the agriculture sector, so some of them use their traditional thinking and traditional methodology of agriculture. In the same way, we are in the era of IT, so we are using little technology as well, a bit of technology as well into our economy. So ours is a dualistic economy that has to be understood by a businessman before starting up a business, or before taking up a business or expanding their business line or bringing a product line, which product will fit into our market. So that situation, economic situation, has to be understood by a businessman. Moving forward, low standard of living and high poverty. So this is because of this point only. Low per capita income, so if they doesn't have the income, if the individual income is low, the standard of living is less, the standard of living will be low, and it will lead to high poverty. So they couldn't meet the basic standard of living. So to eradicate the poverty, so always the government focuses on BPL card holders. We have APL card holders above poverty line and below poverty line. So always the government focuses on below poverty line, wherein they give the groceries and the food at a subsidized price. They wanted to bring in to eradicate the poverty. So the government is still focusing on them in order to bring the good economic standard. So this is low standard of living and the high poverty. And the next point we have is, why is this poverty is there in our country, is unequal distribution of income. So income still it is with one person. So earlier we had a zamindari system which was abolished during Indira Gandhi time. Tiller the land concept came. All this were the evolution of economics if we go back to our Indian economy and check out. So what is this unequal distribution of income? The income is not being segregated, or it's not been equally distributed among the people. So to have this equal distribution of income, so we had a concept of demonetization that came into our country, GST, all this, why it was started, why it was there, why the government intervened, is because to bring the equality among the people. Whatever the undistributed income is there, unequal income is there with the people, so undistributed income, whatever that is there, black money is there with the people, that has to distribute, that has to come back to the government. So keeping this and this vision in mind, they started the demonetization and GST concept. Moving forward, existence of rich resources. Our country is known for very good resources. We are very rich in our resources, like the renewable resources as well as non-renewable resources. The country is very rich, but it is not utilized properly in a better way. That is because of lack of technology, lack of research and development, or the unemployment problem, or the government couldn't use it properly. So those are the major reasons still our economy is in developing country. Moving forward, inadequate capital formation. Inadequate capital is the amount of investment that we want to run our economy. So we couldn't form the capital properly. So to get to acquire that, we need to have foreign investments. So FDI should come into our country. So all these are the major problems that we are facing in today's world. Technological backwardness. So what is outdated in our country, we are still in that. So we are 50 years backward than Japan country. Why this? The researcher says this. Why they say this is because the technological backwardness that we have, still we are in a traditional concept. Still our agriculturist, the farmers, they are into their traditional mindset in developing their crops, in plowing their crops. So all these are the because of the dualistic economy we have. Dominance of agriculture. Agriculture is seasonal. Nowadays hybrid, due to that we are getting the crop all around the year, we are getting it. But at the same time, the dominance of agriculture is more than, they are not concentrating more on tertiary sector and your secondary sector industries and your IT, that is software. So still the companies are coming in, the outsourcing is happening, but still we can see the dominance of agriculture in our country more. Then we have is infrastructure inadequacies, infrastructure problems. So government is investing more, the budget will release more on every year to develop the infrastructure of the country. If infrastructure is strong, our country is strong, it will boost the economy. So all these are the situation that we are facing in today's generation. Still in 21st century, we are in the 21st century, but still all these problems have been faced by our country even today. So this is our economy. So it has to be improved. The country is moving towards the development. At the same time, still the problems still exist. So the government is still taking care of the problems in order to eradicate them, in order to improve the situation, in order to boost the standard of living of the people. But at the same time, the business on the other hand also should coordinate with the government to take up our economy towards the developing thing, towards the development. So how it will happen, when it will happen, when the business focuses on each and every society, each and every corner of the society. If a businessmen address and then they cater the product and services, they generate the employment opportunity, they provide, it is a cycle. So if you want your products to be bought by us, you have to give us a employment opportunity, you have to contribute something to the economy, you have to contribute something to the nation. So as the economy boost, as the employment opportunity increase, as the income with the people increases, ultimately they'll come and buy the goods, the consumption will increase. So it's a cycle, and as the government is playing a predominant role in the development activities, the business on the other hand, the businessmen on the other hand should also concentrate on the development of our economy for through social welfare activities. Moving forward, what are the factors which are affecting our economic development? So before that, let us understand, so what is our economic sector? We have mainly three sectors: primary sector, secondary sectors and tertiary sector. Primary sectors are agriculture, and secondary sectors are your industries, and tertiary sectors are service oriented sectors. So our economic system are divided into 4 systems. So what is system? The structure is nothing but, what is economic system? It is nothing but the structure to provide the goods and services, to provide the raw materials through our economy. So we have structures. So one is, what is the first thing? The first one is traditional structure, the second is planning structure, the third is market structure, and the fourth is mixed structure or the mixed economy. We have 4 economy or the 4 system we can call. One is traditional economy, planned economy, mixed economy, and the market economy. So what is traditional economy? So for the production of goods and services, for anything they have a traditional mindset. The decision will be taken on traditional basis. For example, we have agricultural products and fishing we have. So all this occupation, all this production of goods and services, they still depend on the traditional factors. So that is traditional way of living. So traditional economy. Second is planned economy. So it is taken by the government. The government will give the rules and regulation. According to that, the economy will be run. So the structure will be formed by the government. So that is planned economy. Market economy. So it is not by the government. Government will intervene. So we can take up a best example of Japan for a market economy. So when it comes to mixed economy, government intervention as well as private intervention also will be there in the mixed economy. You can take up an example of USA, India, or all these other mixed economy. So I'll repeat the concept. So what is economic structure? The types of economic structure. Structure is nothing but the rules and regulation they form in order to run the economy. So traditional economy, government doesn't interfere. Still the traditional mindset will be there, taking on the decisions. So they still depend on the agriculture, fishing. So all these other traditional economies still we can see in our country, traditional economy. So as I have told you, dualistic economy. Next is planned economy. Planned economy is nothing but taken by the government. The economic activities, rules and regulations will be done by the government. And next we have is market economy. It is not taken by the government. It is completely given as a private. Japan is the best example for a market economy. When it comes to mixed economy, our India, USA is mixed economy. We have traditional economy as well as the mixture of, we have government intervention. So it is combination of both. So these are the different structure of economy. Moving forward, what are the factors affecting the economic development? So to develop our country, what are the factors contributing? What are the reasons why still we are facing the problems, the major problems of our economy? Social system. So since we have got the independence, we have in the 21st century, we are in the IT era, we are in the era of ChatGPT, still the traditional belief system of people has not gone. So it's still in the mind of people. So the belief, the structure, the caste mindset what they have is similar. So from one place to another place we go, the religious is different, the caste is different, there will be gender bias. So all these are the major reasons that we are still in a underdeveloping state. So we have to have a holistic mindset. We have to think around a person who accepts all the system in our economy. The second is natural resources. Since we have abundance of resources that has not been utilized properly, so still we are in the underdeveloping state. So since we are in the developing state, so all these are the factors that are majorly contributing for the economic development. Size of market and investment. The size of markets are very less when it compares to developed countries, and the investment opportunities are very less. So we have a concept of venture capitalists that has been emerged in a recent trend. So venture capitalists are coming and investing, and it is boosting our youngsters new startup, but yet it is in a very less conversion rate. So this is the major reason for the factors which are we are in the developing stage. Moving forward, the capital formation, we have less capital formation, we couldn't achieve the capital formation. So if the capital formation increase in our country, our economy definitely will increase, the development of economy will happen. Technological progress, we doesn't have the proper technology what we can compare with the other countries. So the technology should be adopted here. So if we have a technological progress, then definitely our country will develop. Moving forward, the political system. So the one of the major factor which is majorly contributing for our economic development is our political system. Politics is unstable. You can say our government is unstable. So today one person will be in a place and he will bring one scheme. So that scheme will not be fulfilled. You can take up an example of Indira Canteen. So Indira Canteen is nowhere now. So it was initiated, so now it is not there. So due to the instability, due to the political instability, it will affect the people, it will affect the business. Overall, it will affect the economic development. Moving forward, the infrastructure, the housing, the school, and your hospital, the road, railways, everything has to be upgraded. So Vande Bharat, now it is there, all over it is coming in. So we can see progress. Hopefully we can see progress in our economy in the upcoming days. So the government is taking initiative, the businessmen are coming with new projects, new schemes, at the same time new product, innovative product, they are bringing new technology into our markets. So all this progress will definitely help a society, help India to boost the country, and in upcoming 10 years or 20 years, we can predict that we also can achieve a developing stage. Moving forward, what are the economic resources? So I've been talking about the resources. What are those resources? So it has been mainly classified as technology resources, natural resources, and industry resources. Technology resources, it is respected to your IT or the softwares that is there. Natural resources, it is nothing but the factors of production, that is your natural resources are nothing but the renewable and the non-renewable resources. What do we have? We have soil, water, all these are the natural resources. When it comes to industry resources, it is nothing but the factors of production, land, labor, capital, and organization. So all these are the industry resources that is there in your chapter. So to conclude the topic, so the topic that we have discussed today's class, in today's classes, economic factors, how our Indian economy is there, what is the situation of our Indian economics, and how it can be developed, what are the factors which are contributing for the developing, what are the factors that is contributing for economic development, what are the reasons, how the business has to look forward, how they have to understand. Hope this session was interesting and fruitful. Smile is the biggest jewel, people. Keep smiling. Thank you.